Hey there, YouTubers, it's Don from trueCABLE coming back at you again with yet more educational content. This time, it's not so much about how to assemble something as to disassemble something. Some folks have assembled these three-way Category 6A unshielded field termination plugs, but are at a loss to disassemble them. What if you have crossed a conductor and misterminated it? What if you need to cut your cable and move the plug to a different cable? So what do you do? Well, we're going to cover that and how to get out of that situation so that you don't A, ruin your plug, and B, get frustrated. So I'll be right back and we're going to show you how to deal with this. Okay, so the first thing we'll cover is just a couple of basic tools that you'll need to accomplish this task. The first thing is a decent pair of flush cutters. So if this field termination plug is actually fully terminated with a cable, normally you would have applied a zip tie in one of the three positions. That's because this is a three-way plug. You would, of course, remove that zip tie and get it off there so that you can work with removing the cap. The next thing is you definitely want to have a thin blade. And I mean thin as in thin from the grind, because it's kind of sharp, and it's a relatively narrow blade as well. It's a precision screwdriver. It'll serve you well. So let's set up the situation. Let's say you get your field termination plugs in the mail and you're all excited and you decide to snap one together. And hey, they snap together really nicely. They latch with two pieces of plastic on one side and two pieces of plastic on the other side. And so you're all excited. You're like, oh yeah, that really does hold well. But then you're like, so how do I get it undone? Well, there's an easy way of going about it, and you can start from either side of the field termination plug. What you should do is take your screwdriver and put it down, straight down between these two pieces of plastic latches here, between the plug housing and the cap. And then once you get it down in there, swipe forward and then lift up on the cap, like so that it is on an angle. In other words, you've got one side unlatched. And then carefully, while keeping some finger pressure on the cap itself, you need to also do the same thing on the other side, but unfortunately, you have to do a couple of tries because it might relatch on this side while you're working on this side. It's just the nature of the beast. So if you're lucky and all the moons line up, you'll put your screwdriver in here, and then you'll swipe it forward and then go up, and there you go. That lid comes right on off. Now, of course, this wasn't a terminated one. If it had been terminated, you would have to do some judicious rocking to get this thing out of there, because the insulated conductors would have been making contact with these IDC prongs. So that would have created a little more friction. So it wouldn't have been as easy looking as this, but I'm just using an unterminated one as an example. But that's the basic process. So hopefully that'll clear things up and make things a lot simpler for you about how to get one of these guys unlatched if you should latch it or need to re-terminate it due to a mistake. So with that said, please subscribe to our channel. Leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. We'll respond to any questions very, very quickly. We like to answer questions. We love technical questions. So with that said, I'm going to say you have a great day and happy networking.